there is no tax in the UAE. Is it true in 2025?
I would always suggest you to remain somewhere in Dubai.
So let's talk about free zone companies now.
Dubai offers more than 46 free zones.
Welcome to Ikigai Dubai Property Show, where we talk real estate, smart investing, and what it really takes to build your future in Dubai. I am your host, Shalini. At Ikigai, we don't just help our clients buy and rent homes. We offer holistic advisory that includes business setup, financial structuring, and lifestyle planning. Today's episode is especially valuable for entrepreneurs, freelancers, and investors who want to set up a company in Dubai, whether it's onshore or offshore, and understand the new UAE tax environment. Joining us is a trusted expert from our extended team, someone who has helped dozens of our clients navigate licensing, compliance, and tax registration. And Vikas Arora, our CEO, who is here to kick things off and explain why this is part of the services we offer. Let's get into how Dubai makes business setup easy and what you need to know to get started the smart way. So Vikas, many of our clients are not just buying homes, they're actually building lives in Dubai. So what made us offer our clients these company setup support?
Well, Shalini, a few reasons. The first was there was a demand from our property buyers who wanted to get into consulting, investing, and trading. Secondly, we felt that this was seamless for us as it offered value. And third, but not the least, it fit in well with our philosophy of Ikigai, which is basically investment advisory combined with lifestyle.
All right, that sounds really good, especially in the changing times today as we experience in Dubai real estate. And now we have a guest. Vikas, it's over to you, and get us some insight into this subject.
Meet Venugopal of Venus Tax Accounting. Venus helps its clients restructure tax solutions from company formation to end-to-end compliance.
Thank you, Vikas. It was a nice introduction. To give you a brief idea about my profile, I'm a chartered accountant by profession. I've worked into the real estate and the hospitality background into UAE for more than 10 years. And last year, I've started my own consulting, which is the Venus Tax Accounting, where we help our client to incorporate a company, right? Be it from mainland or a free zone or offshore. We take care of all end-to-end solutions from the company setup to the compliance. Thank you.
Interesting. So let's clear the air for our clients because these terms, mainland, offshore, and free zone, are used very liberally.
Absolutely, absolutely. Whenever you are choosing the business activity, you need to have this clarity. So, what is the mainland? Mainland is the registered Department of Economic Development all across the different emirates in UAE. Everyone would have their own companies, registration companies, which is called as a
are we
DD.
saying that you have a mainland license for a company incorporated in Dubai will be a different license, a company incorporated in Sharjah will be a different license, and a company incorporated in Abu Dhabi, for example, will be a different license?
Absolutely. So economic department is different across different emirates. So every emirate have their own economic department which issues a mainland license. So if you look at the common traits of it, what we require is you need to have a physical office if you are a mainland company. That is one of the key difference from the free zone to the mainland. Now, who are the businesses which are best suited for this is the target business audience where you have it, you want to explore more of a UAE local market. Maybe you need to have a retail stores, maybe you need to have the construction or a consulting firm which are intending to give services to mainland clients and to the free zone client without
Wait a
any
minute.
restrictions.
Let me ask you a question here. It's quite natural. If I'm a company incorporated in Dubai, can I offer these services that you mentioned to a company or an individual based in Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, Ras Al Khaimah, or the like?
Yeah, absolutely. So, whenever you are a mainland company in any of the Emirates, you have an absolute freedom to give the services, be it in UAE or be it outside UAE. So, there is no restriction on mainland company in offering the services. That is one of the key selling point for a mainland company.
Right. So let's talk about free zone companies now.
Yeah. So Dubai offers more than 46 free zones. Dubai by I mean total in UAE there are more than 46 free zones. So each free zone comes with a unique select point, be it a fintech, be it a commodities, be it a general trading, or everyone would have their own unique selling point. So whenever you are starting a new business, what you need to understand is basically which free zone is the best suited for you to have the company incorporation.
Okay, so here's the point. If I'm a free zone company, I know many free zones. For example, the Dubai Airport Free Zone or Javza, which is very commonly known. The Jebel Ali Free Zone Authority, so Jebel Ali Port Free Zone, and you have the DMCC, for example, Dubai Commodity Center or Multi Commodity Center.
Absolutely. Let me make it a very simple for you. How do we categorize this? This is a general category. What I'll be giving it to any of our client. So there are three segments. One of them is a quite premium segment where a DIFC, JAVSA, or DMCC are the companies coming into. Obviously, the cost of these free zone incorporations are even higher than the mainland companies because they come into the premium sector. Then in tier 2, there comes a Medan, IFSA, or free zones like even a DAFSA. So all these things would keep on coming in second. And then at the least cost values, you would also have a Sharjah, Ras Al Khaimah, or Ajman based. So which are not based in Dubai, but they are all a UAE based free zones. So as a compliance officer for the company, I would always suggest you to remain somewhere in Dubai for a reason that it enhances your business profile and makes your life easy for the compliance point of view.
So let me ask you a question here. Um, let's take a hypothetical scenario that we have a company incorporated in a free zone in Dubai. Let me take the example of DMCC. Can I offer my services to people or companies in the UAE mainland or UAE in general? Can I offer my services to a company incorporated in any other free zone in Dubai or UAE?
It's actually a tricky question. Free zones are all meant to provide the services within that free zone or the businesses outside UAE. But at the same time, nowadays you see there are companies who are serving in the local UAE market because they can be routed through the local branch of that company. So if you are a free zone company, to serve the local market, you should be having the branch in mainland also. And that is where it becomes tricky. At the time of choosing the free zone itself, you should have the clarity what is your target audience, what is your target business, and where do you want to serve that.
This is now getting interesting. I think you need a good tax advisor or a compliance advisor to help you enable these tricky questions.
That's what the precise idea is. At Venus, my core competency is more of the tax solutions than the company formations. So what I want to offer my clients is something which can remain more at the compliance level, at the same time offering them a service to right from the beginning to incorporate it.
Venu, we have forgotten one more category, the offshore license.
Absolutely. We have not forgotten. We have just not yet reached over there. So offshores are the companies which are typically hold either in Ras Al Khaimah or a Javsa, specifically for holding the assets. It is not the company which can issue the visas in UAE. So you have to have a very clear agenda why you are opening an offshore company. Typically, someone who holds the assets, you are buying a real estate and you want to park those assets in UAE. These are mostly the wealth structuring point of view or the family trust point of view. That would be the correct entity to take it from.
Can I ask you, therefore, that the offshore entities are essentially passive rent collecting holding companies which have properties within them, and the only business activity they do is maybe rent out the property and collect the proceeds of the rent.
Absolutely. So that's the key thing which the offshore entity can do. But at the same time, you have to be very careful. They cannot do the actual business in UAE. That is only for holding the assets.
Um, okay, let me ask you a slightly related question to this. Um, Assets worldwide have been held through various companies in many tax-friendly, let's say, locations like the British Virgin Islands and the likes, or Mauritius, etc. Um, can a BVI company, for example, hold a real estate asset in the UAE?
No. A foreign company cannot hold a real estate asset directly in UAE. You need to have a structured SPV, which is more of an offshore entity, which is registered in UAE, and then only you can have the property against that.
So, can I conclude that if I or any person, ultra high net worth individual, wants to acquire multiple sets of properties in the UAE, it is advisable either they acquire it in their own personal name or they have a structure of an offshore in any of the offshore entities or offshore locations that are approved in the UAE.
Absolutely, that makes more sense. If the asset is owned as an individual property owner, you don't have to pay a personal taxes on the rentals also. Though there is a cap of 1 million to collect on that, because after 1 million, again, that becomes your business and then you have to pay the taxes on that as well. But as a tax point of view also, if you have the asset in your personal name, it is more beneficial for you. The moment it comes to the corporate taxes, it will only be applied in case of the registered companies, which is either an offshore company or maybe a free zone company.
Now that you mentioned tax, I think that's an interesting topic again. Many people in many parts of the world believe that there is no tax in the UAE. Is it true in 2025?
That's an interesting question. People always see Dubai as a tax free place, which was actually the case till 2018. That was the first time when the VAT was introduced. And in 2024, they have also come up with the corporate taxes. And that's precisely the equation changes over here. You have to come up with the smart tax solutions to get into the zone, whether you are getting into the corporate tax or you are not getting into the corporate tax. Now, if you look at it, we have three taxes over here. One is the corporate tax, which happens only after 375,000 dirhams of a profit. One, there is a VAT, which happens when you crosses the turnover of more than 375,000 dirhams in a local supplies. And there is a customs also, which is more for the manufacturing or more for the export and import related business.
Okay, so Venu, answer a question that gets normally asked uh, by a lot of clients from time to time. Does setting up a company allow you to qualify for a golden visa?
Not exactly. The golden visa is offered by two ways, right? Either you invest in a real estate, which is more than 2 million in your individual name, or the net worth of the company is more than that. In both the cases, you have to justify your case to the federal authority, justifying that you add a value to this particular economy. Based on that assessment, you get the golden visa allocated.
Right. So we've covered taxation, we have covered company setup, we have covered whether you can own a property by setting up a company or not. Uh, in conclusion, if what is the advice that you would do, would you give for people coming to Dubai and wanting to set up a company? If somebody asks me, I want to set up a company in 15 days, what would you advise?
Absolutely, that's practically very much achievable. To be very specific, one size doesn't fit all. So you have to cater to what the client is looking for. We cannot say that this is the only timeline which can be applied for, but just to give you a brief idea about, a free zone company can incorporate it within 3 days to 7 days at any time, any point of time. Mainland may take slightly a more time on execution part, but as long as your documentation is very clear, that can also happen within the similar timelines. It's only the regulated business which has which has an approval of a specific authority, these are the cases which takes a little more time than the normal.
Right. This is quite revealing and very useful for our clients. So I now thank you for your time, Venu, and I hand it over back to Shalini.
Thank you, Venu, for an insightful discussion. It is very helpful. Thank you, Vikas. If you are exploring business opportunities, property investment, or just a better lifestyle in the UAE, Ikigai's advisory team can help you make smart, aligned decisions. Get in touch with us. Your journey to financial Ikigai might just begin with one conversation. Thank you for joining us.